Well, I like to work on wood just because it's kind of solid and I'm able to screen and to spread paint around as opposed to painting on paper on canvas, which is kind of flexible, and I think that wood offers a different kind of quality for that. I like to work on hard surface because I like going fast. I like getting all my emotions at once with the elements that I choose, whether it's the spray paint, the acrylic, and the silk screen at the same time. And I really like the fact that the paint dries really quick, and it gives me some sort of ability just to put all the things together. Like when I spray paint, the wood absorbs the paint immediately, and within a few minutes it's dry. So if I want to use pencil, for example, I can do that right away, and then I can spray it some more. I can just spread acrylic around, and I can silk screen, and the thing comes out quite nicely. I like to play around with the things, and then I walk back and I look again at the painting, and I can see where I need to put some more crap on it. And I like to create holes on my work where I use like different colors. Once I paint with acrylic and silkscreen and spray paint, which I mostly use, I like to add a little highlights with pencil, just like regular, black charcoal like pencil, and I like to play around in some areas of the painting where I think I need just a little thing. How can you say it? It's just like minor touches, and it looks really funny because when the light hits, you can totally see the strokes around the work, and then if you shut off the light, you can only see the bright areas. So it's kind of interesting because the work looks always different. And also the pencil work helps to break out the mechanic aspect of the painting. When you silk screen something or when you spray paint something, it's always the same pattern. Silk screen especially is really precise. You can always get the same image over and over. And for example, when I spray paint irregularly, just play around with the caps and just like put distance on it, just like spray paint from an inches away or like really close, it creates a different feel to the work. And also the playfulness of the pencil around breaks everything up quite nicely. Sometimes you can actually tell by looking at the artwork if there's a concept or not. In this case, there was no concept. I just feel the urge to paint and just do something funny and just do something else, and it's more like a texture kind of thing, which is I feel like more than a painting is the background, but I kind of like the way it looks. And if you see there's a green X with typography, and that would be something that stands up from the rest of the painting. And I like doing that because it breaks, first off, I think it breaks the rest of the composition, and it adds a little bit extra. It turns the whole composition into something more graphical, as opposed to the stuff that I used to work on in the past, which there was one big prominent element and the rest which is companion to the painting as a whole. Anyway, I do change my mind when I'm working. Sometimes I have an idea of what I could be, and sometimes it works. Sometimes I'm able to get away with it and end up looking better than what I thought, and sometimes I'm too caffeinated just to follow up with my very own ideas. I have to be kind of strict with myself and push myself to do what I thought about doing, but sometimes something else just comes up and it looks good, and it's like, well, I'm happy with this. As far as this painting goes, I like a lot of the stuff that is in there. I like the spray cans on the bottom, which is something I have done before. This is just a different stencil of the actual can, and I like the fact that it's part of the background. You can see parts of it and you cannot see parts of it at the same time. There's a lot of like spraying on top with the same color as the background, and also there's some images printed in there. I like the Desarrollo su gusto en estudio de inglés advertising. Those are just advertising ads, well, they're ads, whatever, from Mexican magazines from the 70s and the early 80s, which I like them because they're really sexist and they're really racist, and you know, most of the people in Mexico don't look like that at all. I mean, it's got a bunch of my stencils, the computer and the bombs, which I use it a lot. It's got little stars and makes it whimsical, and it also has a word regresaré, which means I'll be back. Just random numbers like 1983, which really don't mean anything. I just like the way it looks. 2 tones of green, just to make it jump a little bit against the background. And yeah, that's about it. I really like the way it looks. Like I said, it's not really a piece, it's more like a background thing, but it looks really nice. I feel the need to stop when I put like a lot of elements in there, and I'm trying to be more concerned about the use of space, so I like to saturate some areas a lot, and then I like to leave empty spaces. So when I found the balance between the empty spaces and the saturated areas, something just tells me to stop or just to add minor things, and I just walk back a couple of feet away from me. I just walk backwards and I look at the painting from far away, and I just close my eyes until it gets kind of blurry, my vision, and that's how I know when the work is done. And then something just tells me to stop, and then I'm done, and I do something else. I start cleaning, or I just sign it, and you know, that's how I know I'm done. I usually don't spend more than 4 or 5 hours in one piece unless the piece requires to, but I try not to spend that much time on the work just because I feel there's no need to.